You know that feeling. You lie down after a long day. Your body is exhausted, but your mind keeps racing. Your shoulders stay tense. Your jaw is clenched. You tell yourself to relax, but nothing happens. Maybe you have tried meditation apps. Maybe you have tried sleeping pills. Maybe you have tried exercising until you are completely drained. And still, your body refuses to let go. Here is something most people do not realize. This is not a discipline problem. This is not something you can just push through. This is not about trying harder. What is actually happening is far more physical than you think. And neuroscientists have finally figured out why. Your nervous system is stuck, literally stuck, in a state it was never meant to stay in. And until you understand how to reset it, no amount of willpower, no app, no pill will give you the deep relaxation your body desperately needs. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you a simple 10-second test to know if this is happening to you. Then, I will explain exactly what is going on inside your body. And finally, I will give you the exact protocol to reset your system and finally experience what real relaxation feels like. This is not complicated, but it might change how you understand your own body forever. Let us start with the test. I want you to do something with me right now. This will take 10 seconds. Sit up straight, or stand if you can. Now place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly, right on your stomach, just below your ribs. For the next 10 seconds, just breathe normally. Do not try to change anything. Do not try to breathe deeply. Just breathe the way you naturally breathe when you are not thinking about it. Ready? 10 seconds. Starting now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going. Just notice. Which hand is moving more? The one on your chest or the one on your belly? 10 seconds done. Now here is what this tells you. If your chest hand moved more than your belly hand, you are chest breathing. This is a stress signal. Your body breathes this way when it thinks there is danger. It is fast, shallow breathing designed to prepare you for running or fighting. If your belly hand moved more, that is better. That is how your body breathes when it feels safe. Deep, slow, low in the body. But here is the thing most people do not know. Even if your belly moved, it does not mean your nervous system is working properly. You could be breathing correctly right now, in this moment, because you are paying attention. But what about the other 23 hours of the day? Most people spend their entire day in chest breathing mode without realizing it. Every email notification, every traffic jam, every stressful thought, each one triggers that shallow, fast chest breathing, and over time, this becomes your default. Your body forgets how to relax. It literally forgets. The good news is that you can teach it again, but first, you need to understand what is actually happening inside you, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And that understanding is the first step to fixing it. Let me explain what is going on in your body in simple terms. No complicated medical jargon. Just the basics that will help you understand why you feel the way you feel. Your body has something called the autonomic nervous system. The word autonomic means automatic. This system controls everything you do not have to think about. Your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your food digesting, your body temperature regulating. Now this autonomic system has two main modes. Think of them like gears in a car. The first mode is called the sympathetic state. This is your alert mode. Your body goes into this state when it senses danger. Your heart beats faster, your muscles tense up. Your breathing becomes quick and shallow. Blood flows away from your digestive system and into your arms and legs. Your senses become sharper. You are ready to fight or run. This is an incredible system. It kept our ancestors alive. When a predator appeared, this response gave them the burst of energy they needed to survive. The second mode is called the parasympathetic state. This is your rest mode. When your body feels safe, it switches to this gear. Your heart slows down. Your muscles relax. Your breathing becomes deep and slow. Blood flows to your digestive system. Your body repairs itself. You feel calm. Here is the problem with modern life. Our nervous system evolved millions of years ago. It was designed for a world where danger was rare but intense. A predator attack, a natural disaster, a tribal conflict. These threats were serious, but they were also short. The danger came, you dealt with it, and then life went back to normal. But today, we live in a world of constant low-level stress. Your phone buzzes, an email arrives, a deadline approaches, traffic makes you late, the news shows something disturbing, social media triggers comparison, your boss sends a message. None of these things are life-threatening, but your ancient nervous system cannot tell the difference. It responds to an angry email the same way it would respond to a predator. It triggers the same stress response, and here is where it gets really problematic. In the ancient world, after the danger passed, your body naturally shifted back to rest mode. The predator left, you were safe, your system reset. But in modern life, the next stressor comes before you have recovered from the last one. Your system never fully resets. It stays in a kind of half-alert state all the time, ready for danger that never really comes, but never fully goes away either. Scientists have a term for this. They call it chronic sympathetic activation. Your nervous system is stuck in alert mode. This explains so much of what you feel. The tension in your shoulders that never goes away. The racing thoughts at night. The difficulty falling asleep even when you are exhausted. The feeling that you cannot truly let go. A study, published in the Journal of Physiological Sciences in 2023, looked at people who showed signs of chronic stress activation. They found that these individuals had cortisol levels 40% higher than normal. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When it stays elevated, it creates inflammation, disrupts sleep, and makes you feel wired but tired at the same time. The same study found that people with chronic activation reported 3 times more physical pain. Their bodies were literally hurting because they could not relax. So what is the solution? Here is where the breathing comes in. Your autonomic nervous system, the one controlling all these automatic functions, is mostly outside your conscious control. You cannot tell your heart to slow down. You cannot command your muscles to relax. You cannot order your cortisol levels to drop. But there is one part of this system you can control voluntarily: your breath. Your breathing is unique. It is the bridge between the conscious and unconscious parts of your nervous system. It runs automatically when you do not think about it, but you can also take control of it anytime you want. And here is the key insight that neuroscientists have confirmed. When you change your breathing pattern, you send a direct signal to your nervous system. You are essentially telling your brain that you are safe. And when your brain receives that signal, it starts to shift the whole system toward rest mode. This is not positive thinking. This is not placebo. This is physiology. When you breathe slowly and deeply, especially when your exhale is longer than your inhale, you stimulate something called the vagus nerve. This is the main nerve of your parasympathetic system. It runs from your brain all the way down through your chest and into your abdomen. When this nerve gets activated, it sends calming signals to your heart, lungs, and digestive system. Your heart rate drops. Your blood pressure lowers. Your muscles start to release tension. Your brain shifts out of high alert. This is not something that happens over weeks or months of practice. It starts happening within minutes, sometimes within seconds. The question is, how do you breathe in a way that triggers this response most effectively? That is exactly what I am going to show you next. The protocol I am about to teach you is called the 4-7-8 breath. It was developed by Dr. Andrew Weil, a physician and researcher at the University of Arizona. But the pattern itself is not new. It comes from ancient breathing practices that have been used for thousands of years. Dr. Weil simply standardized it and introduced it to the Western medical world. What makes this particular pattern so effective is the ratio. The exhale is longer than the inhale, and there is a hold in between. This combination is specifically designed to activate your vagus nerve and shift your nervous system into rest mode. Let me walk you through exactly how to do it. Every detail matters here, so pay close attention. First, find a comfortable position. You can sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, you can sit cross-legged on the ground, or you can lie on your back. The key is that your spine should be relatively straight, not rigid, just not slumped over. Now here is something most people get wrong. Your tongue position matters. Place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Put it right behind your upper front teeth. There is a small ridge there, where your gum meets the hard palate. That is where your tongue should rest. Keep it there throughout the entire exercise. When you exhale, the air will flow around the sides of your tongue. This might feel strange at first, but it helps regulate the flow of breath and creates a mild sound that helps you stay focused. Here is the pattern. Step 1. Close your mouth. Breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Not 4 seconds necessarily, just a mental count of 4 at whatever pace feels comfortable. Step 2. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Keep your lungs full. Stay relaxed. No tension in your face or shoulders. Step 3. Exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. Let the air flow out slowly and steadily. You can make a soft whooshing sound if that helps you regulate the flow. That is one cycle. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. Now let me address the questions that always come up. Question 1. Does the speed of counting matter? Not as much as the ratio. What matters is that the exhale is longer than the inhale, and there is a substantial hold. If counting to 4 feels too fast or too slow, adjust your pace. Some people count faster, some slower. The key is consistency within each cycle. Question 2. What about the tongue during the exhale? Keep it on the roof of your mouth. Yes, even when exhaling. The air goes around your tongue. It might feel awkward the first few times, but it becomes natural quickly. Question 3. Should I breathe into my chest or belly? Belly. Always belly. This is diaphragmatic breathing. When you inhale, your belly should expand outward. Your chest should barely move. This is how your body breathes when it is truly relaxed. If you notice your chest rising, consciously redirect the breath lower. Question 4. How many cycles should I do? When starting out, do 4 cycles. That is it. 4 complete rounds of inhale, hold, exhale. This takes about 2 minutes total. Do not do more than 4 cycles when you are new to this. Some people experience lightheadedness when they first start. This is normal, it happens because your body is not used to this much oxygen and this level of relaxation. It will pass as you adapt. After a week of consistent practice, you can increase to 8 cycles. Eventually, you can do as many as feels comfortable. Question 5. When should I do this? Twice a day, minimum. Once in the morning, once before bed. These are your anchor sessions. But here is where it gets powerful. You can also use this anytime you feel stress rising, before a difficult conversation, during a break at work, while stuck in traffic, when you cannot fall asleep. The more you practice, the faster your body responds. Eventually, just starting the pattern triggers your relaxation response almost immediately. Your nervous system learns to associate this breathing with safety. Question 6. Can I do this lying down? Yes. In fact, lying down is great for bedtime practice. Just make sure you do not fall asleep before completing your cycles. That sounds like a joke, but it happens. This technique is that effective for some people. Now, there is one more element that amplifies the effect significantly. Close your eyes during the practice. When you remove visual input, your brain has less stimulation to process. This makes it easier to shift into relaxation mode. If you cannot close your eyes, soften your gaze and look at a single neutral point. Here is a summary of the complete protocol. Position yourself comfortably with a straight spine. Place your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your upper teeth. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, feeling your belly expand. Hold for 7 counts with no tension. Exhale through your mouth for 8 counts, letting everything go. Repeat for 4 cycles total. Practice twice daily. There are several common mistakes people make with this practice. Some of them seem small, but they can completely block your progress. Let me go through each one so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1. Practicing only when stressed. This is the biggest mistake I see. People learn the technique and then only use it when they are already anxious or tense. They wait until they are in full stress mode and then try to breathe their way out. Here is the problem. When you are deep in a stress response, your body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. Your sympathetic system is fully activated. Trying to calm down from that state is like trying to stop a speeding car by pressing the brakes gently. It works eventually, but it takes a long time and a lot of effort. The real power of this practice comes from consistency during calm times. When you practice while already relaxed, you are training your nervous system. You are strengthening the neural pathways that lead to relaxation. You are making it easier for your body to find that state automatically. Think of it like exercise. You do not wait until you are being chased to start running. You train beforehand so that running becomes easy when you need it. Practice when you wake up. Practice before bed. Practice during your lunch break. Practice when nothing is wrong. That is when the real rewiring happens. Mistake number 2. Breathing too fast. Some people turn this into a race. They count quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they are done in 30 seconds. This defeats the purpose entirely. The goal is slow breathing. When you breathe slowly, you are telling your nervous system that there is no emergency. Fast breathing tells your body the opposite. Take your time. Let each count last about a second, maybe longer. If one cycle takes less than 15 seconds, you are probably going too fast. Mistake number 3. Forcing the breath. Your breath should flow. The inhale should feel like you are gently filling a balloon. The hold should feel suspended, not clamped. The exhale should feel like a release, not a push. If you are straining, you are creating tension. Tension is exactly what we are trying to release. Sometimes people try so hard to breathe correctly that they create more stress than they release. Let it be easy. If you miss a count, no problem. Just continue. This is not a test. There is no failing. Mistake number 4. Expecting instant transformation. Yes, you will feel calmer after your first session. Most people do. But the deep, lasting changes happen over time. Your nervous system has been stuck in patterns for years, maybe decades. It learned those patterns through repetition. It will unlearn them the same way. Give this practice 21 days, not 21 times. 21 consecutive days of twice daily practice. That is when the real shift happens. That is when your baseline starts to change. That is when you wake up one day and realize your shoulders are not tense anymore. That is when you notice that things that used to bother you do not trigger the same reaction. Patience is part of the practice. Mistake number 5, stopping when you feel better. Here is a pattern I see constantly. Someone starts practicing. After a week or 2, they feel significantly better. Their sleep improves, their stress drops. They think, great, I am fixed, so they stop practicing. Within a few weeks, all the old patterns return. The tension comes back, the racing thoughts return. They think the technique stopped working, but the technique never stopped working. They stopped using it. This is not like taking an antibiotic, where you finish the course and you are cured. This is more like physical fitness. You maintain it through consistent practice. When you stop practicing, you start losing the benefits. The good news is that maintenance is easier than building. Once you have established the pathways, you can keep them active with shorter, less frequent sessions. But you cannot stop entirely and expect the changes to last. Mistake number 6. Ignoring the rest of your day. Breathing exercises are powerful, but they are not magic. If you practice for 5 minutes twice a day and then spend the other 23 hours in constant stress, you will make progress slowly. Start noticing your breathing throughout the day, not just during practice. Are you chest breathing while you check email? Are you holding your breath when you concentrate? Are you breathing fast when you feel rushed? These patterns matter. The more you can bring awareness to your breath throughout the day, the faster you will retrain your system. You do not have to do the full protocol every time. Just noticing is often enough. One conscious breath can interrupt a stress pattern before it escalates. Mistake number 7. Comparing yourself to others. Some people feel calm after their very first session. Others take weeks to notice any difference. Both experiences are completely normal. Your nervous system is unique. It has its own history, its own patterns, its own pace of change. Comparing your progress to someone else is not just unhelpful, it is counterproductive. Comparison itself activates stress responses. Focus on your own experience. Trust your own process. The changes will come. Mistake number 8. Making it complicated. Some people read about breathing exercises and then try to add all sorts of elements, special music, specific times, perfect environments, elaborate rituals. While these things can enhance the practice, they can also become obstacles. If you believe you can only practice with your special music in your special room at your special time, you will practice less often. Keep it simple. The technique works anywhere, in your car, at your desk, in bed, in a noisy room. The power is in the breathing pattern itself, not in the accessories around it. Start simple, stay consistent, add elements later if you want, but never let the perfect become the enemy of the good. Let me tell you exactly what to expect as you practice. Having realistic expectations helps you stay committed when progress feels slow. Days 1 through 3. The first few sessions will feel strange. You might feel lightheaded after your cycles. This is completely normal. Your body is not used to this level of oxygen and this depth of relaxation. You might also feel like you are not doing it right. That is normal too. Everyone feels that way at first. Just keep going. By the end of day 3, the lightheadedness typically fades. The mechanics start to feel more natural. You stop thinking so much about the counting and start actually experiencing the breath. Some people notice improved sleep even in these first days. Falling asleep becomes a little easier. Sleep feels a little deeper. This is your first tangible result. Days 4 through 7. This is where body awareness starts to increase. You begin to notice tension you did not know you were carrying. Your shoulders, your jaw, your forehead, your hands. This might feel like things are getting worse. They are not. The tension was always there. You are just finally aware of it. This awareness is crucial. You cannot release what you do not notice. During this phase, you might also start noticing your breathing during daily life. You catch yourself chest breathing while working. You notice you hold your breath when stressed. This awareness is the first step toward all-day change, not just during practice. Days 8 through 14. Now things get interesting. The neural pathways are starting to strengthen. Your body begins to remember how to relax. Many people report that their baseline stress level has dropped. The things that used to trigger big reactions now trigger smaller ones. You recover faster from stressful moments. The spiral of anxiety does not go as deep. Sleep continues to improve. Some people start dreaming more vividly. This is a sign of deeper REM sleep, which means better rest. Physical tension starts releasing. That chronic knot in your shoulder might soften. Headaches might become less frequent. Digestion might improve. Days 15 through 21. This is the integration phase. The practice starts to feel automatic. You no longer have to think about each step. Your body knows what to do. More importantly, the effects start extending beyond practice time. You find yourself naturally taking deeper breaths during the day. Stressful moments trigger the relaxation response more easily. Your nervous system is recalibrating. By day 21, most people report significant changes in their overall sense of well-being. They feel more grounded, more present, less reactive. The constant background hum of anxiety has quieted. Beyond day 21. The changes continue to deepen with practice. Many people find that their relationship with stress fundamentally changes. It is not that stressful things stop happening. It is that they stop having the same power. You develop what researchers call stress resilience, the ability to face challenges without getting knocked off center, the ability to return to calm quickly after disturbance. Some people reduce their practice to once a day after the initial 21 days. Others continue twice daily because they enjoy it. Find what works for you. The key is consistency, whatever level of consistency you choose. At the 3-month mark, something interesting happens. The practice becomes part of who you are. You no longer think of it as something you do. It is just how you start and end your day. Like brushing your teeth, automatic. At 6 months, many people report that they have become the calm person in stressful situations. While others around them react, they find themselves naturally pausing, naturally breathing, naturally staying centered. This is not because they are suppressing emotions, it is because their baseline has shifted. Their nervous system has a new default setting. Calm is now home base, not a place they have to fight to reach. Some practitioners describe a feeling of having more space between stimulus and response. Something happens, and instead of immediately reacting, there is a moment of choice. That moment is everything. It is where you reclaim your power over your own experience. At 1 year, the transformation is often profound. People look back at who they were before and barely recognize that person. The constant anxiety, the physical tension, the racing thoughts, all of it seems like a distant memory. This is available to you, not through willpower, not through forcing yourself to calm down, but through patient, consistent practice of something so simple it almost seems too good to be true. But it is true. The science confirms it, and millions of practitioners throughout history have experienced it. Now it is your turn. Now that you understand the basic mechanism and protocol, let me go a little deeper into the science. This will help you understand why such a simple practice can have such profound effects. Remember the vagus nerve I mentioned earlier. Let me tell you more about it because it is truly remarkable. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your body. It starts at your brainstem and wanders down through your neck, chest, and abdomen. The word vagus actually means wandering in Latin. This nerve connects your brain to your heart, lungs, stomach, intestines, and other vital organs. It is the main highway of your parasympathetic nervous system. When it is activated, it sends calming signals throughout your body. Heart rate drops, breathing slows, digestion activates, inflammation decreases. Scientists have developed ways to measure vagal activity. One of the most reliable is called heart rate variability, or HRV. This measures the tiny fluctuations between heartbeats. Counterintuitively, more variability is actually better. It indicates a flexible, responsive nervous system that can easily shift between states. People with high HRV tend to handle stress better, have lower anxiety, sleep more soundly, and even live longer. People with low HRV are more likely to experience chronic stress, anxiety disorders, and various health problems. Here is the exciting part. Regular breathing practice has been shown to increase HRV significantly. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology in 2022 found that just 8 weeks of daily breathing practice increased HRV by an average of 23%. That is a substantial improvement in nervous system function. Another study from the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine looked at the 4-7-8 breath specifically. They found that participants who practiced daily for 8 weeks showed significant reductions in anxiety and improvements in sleep quality compared to a control group. The mechanisms go even deeper. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you are also affecting your brain chemistry. Slow breathing has been shown to increase alpha wave activity in the brain. Alpha waves are associated with calm, relaxed alertness. This is the state of being focused but not stressed, present but not anxious. There is also evidence that breathing practices increase GABA activity in the brain. GABA is a neurotransmitter that calms neural activity. Many anti-anxiety medications work by increasing GABA. Breathing does something similar, naturally. Some research suggests that regular practice may even increase BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is a protein that supports the growth and survival of neurons. It is essentially fertilizer for your brain. Higher BDNF is associated with better memory, faster learning, and protection against cognitive decline. Let me share one more fascinating piece of research. Scientists at Stanford University conducted a study comparing different stress reduction techniques. They looked at meditation, exercise, and breathing exercises. What they found was remarkable. Breathing exercises produced the fastest reduction in physiological stress markers. Within just 5 minutes, participants showed measurable decreases in heart rate, blood pressure, and cortisol levels. Meditation took longer to produce similar effects. Exercise was effective, but required much more time and effort. This does not mean breathing is better than meditation or exercise. Each has its place. But it does show that breathing is uniquely efficient for quickly shifting your nervous system state. The researchers also found that the effects were cumulative. People who practiced daily showed greater improvements over time than those who practiced occasionally. The nervous system, like any other part of the body, responds to consistent training. This brings up an important point about neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed, it changes based on what you do repeatedly. Every time you practice the 4-7-8 breath, you are strengthening the neural circuits associated with relaxation. You are literally building a calmer brain. The science is clear, this works. Not because of belief or placebo, but because of fundamental biology. You have the power to change your nervous system, you just need to use it. Before we practice together, I want to give you some additional tools that complement what you just learned. There are specific situations where you might need to adapt the practice. Let me walk you through the most common ones. If you have trouble holding your breath for 7 counts, start with a shorter ratio. Try 2-3-4 instead of 4-7-8. Inhale for 2, hold for 3, exhale for 4. The ratio is what matters, not the absolute numbers. As your capacity increases, gradually extend the counts. If you feel anxious during the hold, do not force it. Some people with anxiety find the breath hold triggering. In that case, skip the hold entirely at first. Just do 4 counts inhale and 8 counts exhale. The extended exhale alone is still powerful for activating the parasympathetic system. Add the hold back later when you feel ready. If you cannot breathe through your nose, mouth breathing works too. The nose is preferred because it naturally slows and filters the breath. But if you have congestion or other issues, mouth breathing still works. Just make sure to breathe slowly and deeply. If you keep losing count, there are solutions. Some people use a simple app with a breathing timer. Others use their heartbeats as a counting mechanism. You can also just focus on the feeling of slow, deep breaths without strict counting. The pattern is a guide, not a prison. For sleep specifically, here is an enhanced protocol. Do your 4 cycles of 4-7-8. Then continue lying there and breathe normally, but keep your exhales longer than your inhales. Do not count anymore, just maintain that gentle rhythm. Most people fall asleep within minutes. For acute stress moments, the physiological sigh is faster. 2 quick inhales through the nose, like sniff sniff, then 1 long exhale through the mouth. You can do this with your eyes open. You can do it in public without anyone noticing. It takes about 5 seconds. Do 2 or 3, and you will feel an immediate shift. For focus and work performance, box breathing might serve you better than 4-7-8. The equal ratio creates a different mental state, more alert but still calm. Many high performers use 4-4-4-4 throughout their workday. 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, 4 seconds hold before the next inhale. By the way, I know that keeping track of all these techniques can be challenging. If you want a practical guide that organizes the most effective breathing exercises with clear instructions for each situation, I put together a complete guide. The link is in the description. It is a simple reference you can use without having to re-watch videos or take notes. Now let us practice together. I am going to guide you through 4 complete cycles. This will take about 2 minutes. Find your comfortable position. Sit or lie down with your spine straight. Place your tongue on the roof of your mouth, right behind your upper front teeth. Close your eyes if you can. Place one hand on your belly if you like. This will help you feel the movement. Let us begin. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 1. Let us continue. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 2. Halfway there. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 3. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Take a moment. Notice how you feel. Notice your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. Is there any difference from when we started? You just completed your first session. If you felt even slightly calmer, you experienced the beginning of what consistent practice can do. You now understand something most people never learn: why your body stays tense, why you cannot just willpower your way to relaxation, and most importantly, what to do about it. People often ask me why something so simple is not taught in schools, why doctors do not prescribe breathing exercises before medications. The truth is, it is not hidden, it is just undervalued. We live in a culture that celebrates complexity. If a solution is simple, we assume it cannot be powerful. If it is free, we think it cannot be as good as something expensive. But your body does not care about cultural values. Your nervous system responds to input. Give it the right input and it changes. Give it consistent input and it transforms. The 4-7-8 breath is not a magic trick. It is a physiological mechanism. You are not imagining the changes. They are happening at the cellular level, at the neural level, in ways that scientists can measure and verify. Here is what I want you to do. Tonight, before you go to bed, do 4 cycles of the 4-7-8 breath. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, do 4 more cycles, then repeat, every day, for 21 days. In 3 weeks, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me what changed. I read every single comment and I want to hear your experience. If this video helped you understand your body better, hit the like button. It helps other people find this information. And if you want to learn more techniques for resetting your nervous system and finally experiencing deep relaxation, subscribe to the channel. I release new protocols every week, each one based on what the science actually shows works. In my next video, I am going to show you a specific breathing technique for chronic pain. It works differently than today's protocol and targets a particular part of the nervous system that most people never address. Your nervous system has been stuck, but it is not broken. It just needs the right input, and now you know how to provide that input. Most people will watch this video and do nothing. They will think it sounds good. They will tell themselves they will try it later, and later never comes. Do not be most people. Be the one who actually takes action today. The difference between those who transform and those who stay stuck is not knowledge. You have the knowledge now. The difference is action, consistent daily action. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. That is all it takes to begin rewiring your entire nervous system from the ground up. Go practice. Start tonight. See you in the next video.